See, whatever happens this season, the biggest conversation is going to be about how right certain clubs have invested. Yeah, clubs like Arsenal, clubs like Chelsea, Man City. Charlie, the kind of job that these guys are doing to invest quality in their team is brilliant. It is super. It's something that you have to respect how they are building the team that they want to compete. I think that this season, most likely an English club will win the Champions League. Like very, very likely that there is going to be an English club that wins the Champions League. And I'm certain that it's going to happen. Also, if you look at what Blue Co are doing for Strasbourg, it looks as if they really want Strasbourg to compete with Paris Saint-Germain. They want Strasbourg to really, really be able to compete with Paris Saint-Germain for the trophies, for the laurels, for all of those things that they want now. They want to make sure that Paris and Blue Co are able to get a job, Strasbourg are able to get a job done. In the last few hours, Chelsea have been making some moves. We'll come back here. We're going to give everything to you here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing us. I Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. You know, subscribe to the channel. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. In the notification turn, do choose all, just so when anytime there's content here, you are first to have it here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It's very, very important that you subscribe to the channel. You turn on notification and notification turn. You do choose all. Let us get straight into the conversation. But first off, let's say a very, very big thank you to my man, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership. So I've said it several times. If it's really about spare parts, see, if it's car spare parts, Range Rover, Acura, Highlander, Honda, all of these guys they are looking for, then it's nowhere by Yesumo. And you see, he's at a vantage point in Accra at Abosokai at the post office, Abosokai post office. And he get a job done for you. Once you go there with your car, he'll get a job done there and there for you. No go and come, no corner brass him. There and then he gets it sorted for you. But again, if it's not at Abosokai and then you are far from Abosokai and then you need him to get a job for you, you need him sorted out with the kind of spare parts that you need, then what you have to do is that just call this spare part dealership shop for him. He does what he calls the nationwide delivery. Just call him on 059-313-8221, 059-313-8221. Call Yesimo now and he'll take good care of you. If you want apparel, if you want tops, if you want shirts, if you want trousers, if you want everything that is apparel they are going to wear, then the best place for you is MOB clothing. I've dealt with MOB and they're solid. I mean, Gerard and his mom and all of those people in the team, they're brilliant people. The kind of goods they'll give you, they're brilliant stuff. And just contact MOB clothing. Just make sure that you reach out to MOB clothing. They are at Aflao Aflao station. They are to do thereabouts and at Aflao station. Once you get there at Accra Central Aflao station, once you go there, just ask of MOB clothing. Once you get to MOB clothing, just make sure you pick up the stuff that you need: belt, shorts, slippers, everything. But of course, if you are far from Accra and you want your stuff sent to you, then of course they'll do the nationwide delivery for them. Also, you call them. Called MOB clothing right away. Just so anytime that you need them, they'll come in and they'll get a job done for you. Call them on 0200-668-708, 0200-668-708. And let's get straight into the conversation over here. First of all, Tottenham Hotspur have messed up. See, hey, Charlie, this football transfer business, it is purely for the bad, swift, and cunning people. Now, why am I saying this? Tottenham Hotspur have always wanted a better chase, especially after the latest injury of James Maddison. So they thought, okay, Charlie, Song Huminti is gone. Let's find somebody with Premier League experience so that we can go in there and go and get him. Now, this thing, Tottenham Hotspur, I'm telling you that Arsenal are short teamed. Tottenham Hotspur approached a certain player that Chelsea had almost finalized in the last few days. And the player told them, Damasa, for me, it's Chelsea that I'm going to go to. So immediately Chelsea went in there. Immediately Tottenham Hotspur had almost agreed a deal for a better chase. They were done. But like I was saying last night, Crystal Palace has a game today in the Conference League, the final set of playoff games. Now, once they were going in there to go and play that game, now Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace decided to take their time in terms of finalizing the deal. They want to use a better chase for the Conference League qualifying. Then after that, they can go on and sell him because you'll get time to do the recoup 68 million and then add-ons from there. Tottenham must say, okay, fine, we've agreed everything with you, but then let's just wait till you're done with the conference league game, and after that, everything is going to be official. Just when they do that, Eberechi, as a Arsenal comes up, gets things done quickly, and then they agree a deal for Eberechi as a from Arsenal, from Crystal Palace to Arsenal Football Club. But mind you, Eberechi Eze was released from Arsenal Football Club at age 13. Was a young boy, Arsenal boy through and through. Was training with the Arsenal's youth academy. Then Arsenal released him, saying that he wasn't good enough. He went to Millwall, he was released, he wasn't good enough. He went to, in fact, a lot of teams, Fulham, Raiden, released, wasn't good enough. It was Crystal, QPR, Queen's Park Rangers. That is where he got his break and then got back into the Premier League, and now he's shown everybody. He is a dream Arsenal boy. So you can't even fault him. He has always wanted to play for Arsenal Football Club. An opportunity has granted him. He's definitely going to go to Arsenal and then turn down Arsenal's arch rivals, which is Tottenham Hotspur. These are some of the football totaling stories that are interesting. But see, let me tell you something. Tottenham Hotspur are suffering. Just before this Eberechi conversation, Tottenham Hotspur had contacted. I tell you, Tottenham Hotspur, they had contacted. Um, they had contacted Xavi Simmons, and then when they went to Xavi Simmons, they told Xavi Simmons actually, we are Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea are delaying to come in to get you. They are not. They've not done their job. They are wasting time. Time is going. You need clarity with respect to your future. So let us sort things out. We've told they need to sell somebody before they can get you out of here. We don't need that. We have the money right here. We can go and get the things done. They went to Xavi Simmons to go and convince Xavi Simmons to join Tottenham Hotspur. It was clear. Xavi Simmons turned them down again. Turned Tottenham Hotspur down again. And told them that, Charlie, me is Chelsea that I want to play for. I'm not interested in playing for any other club apart from Chelsea. There are a lot of clubs that have come, even clubs bigger than you, Tottenham Hotspur. Bayern Munich, they have all come in there. And I'm saying that it is Tottenham Hotspur that I want to play for. So forget about everything and let me focus and then play at the club that I want to play for. And Tottenham Hotspur were turned down. Now they've been turned down also for a better chance. I don't know what they are going to do. I said yesterday that Chelsea have Christopher Nkunku in the RRC. Leipzig, Bayern, Dortmund, all of them have approached Chelsea for Christopher Nkunku. But all of them want Christopher Nkunku for loan, on a loan. And I like the way Chelsea seem to be handling the situation of Christopher Nkunku and the players that are trying to leave. See, it is important for Chelsea not to batch to any loan deals, else they will not be able to sell the players that are there. It's simple. See, these clubs, they know that Chelsea need to sell. They know that Chelsea, as it stands now, they have to let these players go so they can get the players out because it's in the media. So everybody's trying to say, okay, oh, then we'll make it easy for you. Or give him to us on loan. Let us take him on loan. We'll take him on loan. Chelsea have been clear. That's the same thing they did with Villarreal for Renato Vega. They told Villarreal that the young man, he is not any loan kind of player. You buy him outright and then you take him away. Nobody will come and give Renato Vega to Villarreal and then Villarreal will say, okay, now we are taking the young man on loan and so it's about loan. No, nothing about loan. There is no need for any loan wahala. Make sure that as you are going and you are dealing with the player, you buy the player outright. It's as simple as that. Sometimes I don't understand why teams, then you don't like him. And especially for the case of FC Bayern Munich, I don't think it's Pepe. I think that Bayern Munich, they are cunning. They don't like Christopher Nkunku as much, but they just want to have him for this season or this snowy spell. Then later they can go on and then buy. They hope that the window will be open for some top players and they'll go and buy them. Because how do you buy Luis Diaz for 75 million? How do you buy what's the name? You go to Leipzig, Wolfsburg, sorry, and then tell them that you want to buy Nick Woltemade for almost 50 million, and then you sell what's the name? You sell Kingsley Coman for 35 million plus to them, and then you come here, you come and ask, say they should give you Christopher Nkunku on loan. I mean, as per what? Why should they give you Christopher Nkunku on loan? Why should they give him Christopher Nkunku on loan? It's something that's not going to happen. See, even if Chelsea has to keep these players, like as players who will not play again this summer, and then keep them in there, even on deadline day, these are deals that they should not accept. Because like I say, immediately Chelsea begin to accept such deals, most of the players that are there, they won't be able to take them away. Where are you going to take Benjamin Shaw to? Why are you going to take Raheem Sterling to? Why are you going to take Axel Desasi to? Like all of these players, where are you going to take them to? If you are accepting loan deals left, right, center, you cannot. You will not be able to take these players anywhere. You have to make sure that at the end of the day, you sell them outrightly out of your books. And that is why Chelsea have been clear to almost everybody. Say when it comes to Christopher Nkunku, no matter what happens, they are going to make sure that they sell them for a fee. Not there is no conversation around. Okay, we are going to make sure that the player, no, we sell him. We give you A, B, C, D. You give us no. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because I don't think that there's a single player out there that Chelsea will go in for that they are going to say, okay, we'll give it to you for a loan next year. Then we'll see what will happen. Then no, you look at Manchester United and how they deal with the Jadon Sancho conversation. It was clear. You deal with him with an obligation to buy. When Chelsea went for Jimmy Bino Gittins, they didn't go and tell Dortmund that, oh, the Bino Gittins guy, you know, giving him to us for one season, then let's see how it goes. No, everything that you do in the transfer market is a risk. So if you're interested in the quality of players they are getting, you're taking a risk. Whether they work out or they don't work out is a risk. So while Chelsea are taking their own risks, other clubs should be able to take their risks. It's so simple. Chelsea easily can go to the market and ask for AC Milan for Mike Maignan on loan or Gianluigi Donnarumma on loan. But they say that they are not going to do anything on loan. They are not going to go to anybody and go and do any loan conversation. Yeah, it's really strict. Get the player if you want them. Buy the player if you want them. And then let them get a job done for you. It's as simple as that. And see, me, I've said it. If you look at how Chelsea have built the club and how things want to go, I'm excited. And I like the kind of things I've seen in Chelsea's training sessions with Enzo Maresca in the last few days has been super. In fact, the last training session pictures that happened yesterday, what I can pick up from it is that the way Enzo Maresca is very much involved in training these days. It's interesting. So I'll show you a picture of Enzo Maresca, where the man is so involved in training, like he's so fixed in the training that the boys are doing. See, he knows that after that draw against Crystal Palace, they just cannot afford to drop points against West Ham United. It is going to hurt the momentum of the team going into the season. They want to make sure that they are right there. And if you listen to Enzo Maresca, this season is a season where Chelsea want to go in there and then go and compete. It's about we need to compete, competition, go in there, playing how we want to play, forcing the issue for ourselves. It is super important for Chelsea Football Club. And that's exactly what they are trying to do today. And that is why I'm saying that if you look at the training section, I mean, the training section over there, the intensity, I saw Wesley Fofana, who I just returned from injury. Now, Charlie, he is aggressive in training. And I'm saying in my head, that Charlie, calm down when you don't get injured again. I've seen some of you also ask of the Wesley Fofana images that he took of his Instagram and the likes. I think that Kegel came back to come and clarify that conversation that there is nothing really about him. There's calm. He decided to take off those pictures. I don't think there's any problem. I mean, he wants a fresh start. He wants a fresh start for himself. He had certain injuries and he believes that there isn't going to be any other injury for him. So he wants a fresh start for himself. He wants to make sure that at the end of the day, he is focused on being fit and then the fitness takes him to places that he wants to go to. I mentioned the last time the good news that Chelsea had received, that is in Tosin Adrabiayo, the fact that Tosin Adrabiayo has returned from injury. I think that is super for Chelsea to get Tosin Adrabiayo back. For Tosin Adrabiayo to be fit and ready to go in that English Premier League game against West Ham United. It's important. I've said it several times. In as much as Joshua Kofi Champon put up a good performance, in as much as Joshua Kofi Champon is a very good player, there are certain games, there are some specific games where you need more experience, you need more calmness at the CCB. And I've said it several times. People disagree with me. Yes, Joshua's CCB role was more of a ball carrying job, and that's why I think that he's at best an RCB rather than a CCB. And that's why Chelsea need Joshua Kofi Champon to come, need Tosin Adrabiayo to come in. It's very good news. Chelsea would have to wait for Levi Kowal. Tosin Adrabiayo knows that now the team will have to depend a lot on him. Same for Benoit Belashiri. If Belashiri returns from injury, the team 100%. Right? And I think that Enzo Maresca can really develop Benoit to that level, the level where he's an excellent ball player, CCB centrally, to break down the lines and pass from the back. And I think that he's something that can be, can develop that style of play for a very, very long time. Will it have some issues? Yes. But then with time, it's going to be a much more settled defense line and Chelsea will be able to work with it. It's going to be such an interesting season, very, very interesting season for everybody that's involved in almost all the clubs, Chelsea Football Club, Arsenal, especially for contention of top four. So for me, I'm excited in that regard. Again, when you look at the kind of training that yesterday the boys also went through, it's detailed. Again, I hear that Enzo Maresca did that his big screen thing again, where he brings the big screen and then shows the players the kind of things that he wants to show them, tell them the kind of things that he wants to tell them in terms of building up the team, in terms of tactically where he wants them to be. And what I hear is that on Friday, just when Xavi Simmons gets done against Bayern Munich, Chelsea will be closing in on that deal and then bringing Xavi Simmons straight to Stamford Bridge. Once he adds Xavi Simmons to this pack in attack, it's an attack that is very fearsome. That is a very good ball carrying team. It's an attack that is very good in between the lines, an attack that can create chances up top and then can get a job done from there. So, Chelsea had some very, very good news in the last few days about their team, their players, and stuff like that. See, when you talk about Maresca, and then you talk about the fact that he is a coach that knows exactly what he's doing in certain games, especially from last season, he had a few days that were off and made certain mistakes. For me, I believe Maresca is going to be one of the best managers this season, and people are going to see it. Of course, Arsenal have brought in a better Chiesa who is quality, can play on that left-hand channel, can play on the left-sided winger, everything, those passing and the line-breaking balls from Eberechi Chiesa can set up Victor Gyökeres, easily matches in the English Premier League and thereabouts. So, it's going to be huge for Eberechi Chiesa. It's going to be big for Eberechi Chiesa to go in there and go and play in that big game against Arsenal Football Club. I didn't say this at the beginning, but let me just say this here. If you are an investor, the codes are in the description of the video below. Today's codes, they are in the description of the video below. So just go right there to the video and then go and enjoy and pick up the codes and go there and then go and enjoy some money in there. Betway. So of course, if you're an investor, go to the description of the video below, pick up the codes and give yourself a big chance of winning something here at Betway, just so everything goes on well for you over there for yourself. Let us get straight into the conversation. How is the West Ham game going to look like? West Ham is going to be a little bit tough. It's not going to be easy because Graham Potter lost his first game against Sunderland away at the Stadium of Light. So it's going to be a very difficult one. And again, they also play in that three back. Albeit we are playing in a bigger pitch, at the London Olympic Stadium, where there are going to be more spaces. It's going to be bigger. Chelsea would have to exploit those spaces better. And then it's not going to be easy, but then Chelsea really has what it takes to bring down West Ham United. So I'm expecting that Chelsea goes into the West Ham game and then gets the maximum points that he has to get. Because, again, like I said, first game, draw, second game, if you draw, you lose, it puts you in a very, very precarious and tight position. You don't want to be in an area like that. You want to be in a position where you are winning something. You are really, really in it to go in there and go and win something and then push yourself to win something. And that's exactly what Chelsea are hoping that they can get a job done against West Ham United, God willing, on Friday in English Premier League, the second game of the season on Friday night. It's going to be a very, very interesting game from Chelsea Football Club, and then the players that are going in there to go and have some good football over there for themselves. So we'll see exactly how things are going to pan out from them. Of course, there's a lot of news around Rasmus Hojlund is on the screens in Italy. Almost every club in Italy is asking questions about Rasmus Hojlund, who seems to be a player that a lot of the teams in Italy are interested in. I think that he's a top player. He didn't work out at Manchester United, especially in terms of the environment, and he's a young potential. He thrived in Italy. And of course, Napoli have Romelu Lukaku injured at centre forward. So obviously, they need a replacement for somebody who is big, bulky like that. Antonio Conte is one of the coaches that works magic on young players. So definitely he can work magic on Rasmus Hojlund. Let's see if it will be able to see the light of day or it won't be able to see the light of day in terms of this Rasmus Haaland conversation and the fact that he's going to play in the Italian Serie A. Man City, I don't know why Man City are linking Nathan Ake to a move away from Galatasaray. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But then I've seen Nathan Ake in an Instagram post replying to that post, replying that he is not, he doesn't know anything about going to any Galatasaray, that he is a Man City that he wants to play this season over there for himself. So I think that is what we'll see how things are going to go on. And Arsenal had a certain one Kukanu in their team that had. So if you go to Nigeria, a chunk of the country supported by Arsenal and then Chelsea. So he is part of that group where their family, their fathers, their uncles supported Arsenal. So he's a true and true Arsenal boy as well. And he wants to play for Arsenal. Immediately, Arsenal came in. Of course, Arsenal are on a better pedestal, a much more stable club than Tottenham Hotspur. They came in and then pitched the deal to him. Eberechi says that, hold on a minute, Tottenham Hotspur, I'll choose Arsenal Football Club. And then the boy is beginning to go to Arsenal Football Club. Now, whilst that is sorted, I'm very certain that Eberechi will go to Arsenal Football Club. But that has opened another opposition. Tottenham Hotspur wants a number 10. I won't be surprised if Tottenham Hotspur come in and then they say that they want a certain Christoph Nkunku as the number 10. Yeah, I won't be surprised because they need a 10. They need an experienced 10 in the Premier League. James Maddison is injured. Dejan Kulusevski is also out. They have lost Sang Heung-min. The team essentially today depends on how well Mohamed Kudus and Richarlison and Durande play in the team. You do not want that alone to put all the weight of the team on just two players. You need more, especially in attack. And that is why they are looking for more players. And one of them is going to be Christopher Nkunku. I won't be surprised. I'm telling you. I will particularly not be surprised if I wake up and then I hear that Tottenham Hotspur have made inquiries about Chelsea's boy called Christoph Nkunku, and then they want to bring him in to come and do the job for them. I would definitely I'm not be surprised when it comes to this Christopher Nkunku. So we'll see how things are going to go on from there. Of course, in the last few hours, Bournemouth have also needed a centre back. Bournemouth needs an experienced centre back. They need, after selling Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid, and then of course the fact that Dean Huijsen is playing well at Madrid, they need to move on from him. And Bournemouth have asked Chelsea about Axel Disasi. They've told them again that Disasi and all of their players, there is no possibility of a loan for them. The only player that they will probably take on loan is probably going to be Raheem Sterling because he has just 1 year more left on his contract, and Chelsea will make him extend the contract for a year or two before they take him on loan. But Axel Disasi, after Bournemouth had come and asked questions to Chelsea about the boy called Axel Disasi, Chelsea have told them that just pay the money as well. We are in for the money. Come and pay the good money for us, and then we'll sell you the boy called Axel Disasi just so you can have him and then go and play your football. What we hear is that Bournemouth are going to be back tomorrow with a much more concrete offer. They have already finalized personal terms with Axel Disasi, just like Villarreal finalized personal terms with Renato Vega before they came to come and discuss with Chelsea and then finalize the deal. They are going to do the same for Axel Disasi. And once they are done with Axel Disasi, it means that Chelsea have sold Renato Vega, Axel Disasi. The next one, Christopher Nkunku. That means that Xavi Simmons comes in. And I said several times, see, the thing with Chelsea is that Xavi Simmons' coming makes Chelsea's team much more creative in breaking down those blocks. It makes it, I think that is what Chelsea wanted to do with João Pedro. But then, of course, Nicolas Jackson has hinted and pointed to the fact that he may want to leave the club. So the club said, okay, fine. If you want to go, then we'll agree and let you go. Because if you look at a team where sometimes you can have the fullback overlap and maybe João Hato, then Xavi Simmons in the left half space, then you have Cole Palmer in the right half space, and then you have the two base players, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandes, and on the right hand side, you have Esteban Willian. Then you have either João Pedro or Delap leading the lines. It's a team that has very, very good base, solid aggression, good rest defense enough to defend on and off the ball. And then a team that can break down almost everybody that they play against. They can definitely bring them down over there. So, I mean, that is the big conversation for Chelsea Football Club and the kind of players that they want to bring in. The player I told you that Chelsea have signed is Julio Enciso. Yes, Julio Enciso from Brighton and Hove Albion. I think Enciso is from, is he Argentine? He's from South America, Paraguay. I think he's either Paraguayan over there. And Chelsea have signed him from Brighton and Hove Albion. Now the plan is that he's seen as a long-term Chelsea player, but then he will go to Strasbourg and then go and play under Liam Rossenoir in there. And Liam Rossenoir, the last time in the French League, had the youngest team ever in Euro's top 5 leagues. I mean, it starts in 11. And I'd say it, that team is going to compete with Paris Saint-Germain. They're going to compete bang for bang, boot for boot for that French League One title under Liam Rossenoir, especially in that big game, that big derby game away at Metz. Going there to go and win 1-0 was super, super important for Strasbourg and then Liam Rossenoir and his boys. And they want to go back there and then get the job done. And they've added Julio Enciso, who Chelsea see as a long-term Chelsea player in the future when it comes in to come and get a job done. So we'll see how Chelsea will be able to wrap up the conversation around Julio Enciso, how Enciso is probably going to get them in the rest of the, transfer season, the players that Chelsea want to sell, and then they win again. Somebody asked me a question about why Arsenal are able to buy a lot of players this summer and they don't have any FFP around their necks with Europa. So I've said this, Chelsea bought a lot of players within a short time. So you buy a lot of players within a short time, you probably exceed the number of, you exceed the baseline of the expenditure that you have to do. It's not about the wages, it's about the expenditure at that point in time. Because in the conversation around player purchases, you talk about the wages, you talk about expenditure, you talk about, the net also as well. But in this time, it's more about the time of the purchases and then the amount of expenditure that you took out in buying these players. And Arsenal have bought most of their players within 2 to 3 or 4 separate windows, not just one window. And now this time, Chelsea have bought their players, all of them in a short window. And that is why Chelsea are in that. But then it's not a big deal. I think as it stands now, Chelsea have sold, 251, and I think they bought, 200 and something there about. They are almost within range. So there is no problem. Once sales of Nkunku goes through, sales of Axel starts to go to, Chelsea probably goes into, profits also in this summer. Something that is very, very interesting for Chelsea Football Club, and then how they want to go and do their stuff over there for themselves. So I am very certain that Chelsea will have an exciting season for themselves. Today, the players that return to training, Joshua Champon. The winning team was Joshua Champon, Esteval Willian, Enzo Fernandes. There were also, what's the goalkeeper? The winning team, was there. All of them were in that winning team. Joao Hato was also in the winning team today, in the team that won all of their games now. And see, Chelsea are on a very, very good trajectory with the games that they want to play on Friday, which is the day after tomorrow. There's going to be that big one against West Ham United at the London Olympic Stadium. And I like the way Enzo Maresca was involved in training. Charlie, it looks as if the Maresca wants to make sure that the boys know they are winning games and they are putting themselves in matches. They are being much more aggressive. They are turning possession over. They are making sure that they get a lot of numbers on the ball, off the ball. They cover a lot of ground, a lot of kilometers also in their tank. So that's exactly what Enzo Maresca wants to do. Charlie, this is where we join Ketson here on Fiifi-Manfred. I'm on YouTube, the evening edition. Thank you very much for sticking and staying with us. Thank you very much for being there for us. We'll go again, God willing, tomorrow morning, where we hope that the Conference League games now is going to give us some success on the betting arena. But we'll come back again with all of those quotes in the description of the video. God willing, tomorrow morning, we'll discuss the games that are going in the Conference League. We'll talk about the transfer updates. And of course, later in the day, we'll bring you some more in terms of the analysis. Of course, we hope that by tomorrow, by this time, we'll be celebrating some bet codes. And obviously, we'll go into the weekend also with some much more renewed hope to win some good money over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, turn on notification. In the notification turning, do choose all. Just so anytime that there is content that's dropped here for you, you are the very, very first person to enjoy that analysis. Again, I'll share those jerseys. Just be patient. I'll come back to you and I'll share those jerseys with you over your Fiifi-Manfred. So thank you. I'll see you. Bye-bye.